Okay, one more round. We're keeping the same list we've been playing because it's actually not doing so bad. And yeah, we'll keep this hand. 2 lands, basically good to go. When you think about how the fact that we won the first round and the second round was quite close against a top tier deck, I don't see a reason to stop there. So we're playing against Burn. We have a chance to win here. We need to lead on our guy. We have some life gain already. But this game 1 is probably not the best. I think game 2 gets much better if we're lucky. Not so much there. I am going to bluff the attack. I don't think our chances are so great now that Thermo Alchemist is in play. He's just going to snap block. That might cost him if we draw Righteous Blow. Let me just say that. If we can get Talisman down, we might be able to do some work. This is obviously going to really hurt the heck out of us. But hopefully, yeah, this really comes down to how much of our sideboard can we draw. Because right now we're getting worked. So is it worth it to play Talisman? I think so. I think we kind of have to do that. I could make the token too, so I'm going to leave up that option. I probably am going to leave up the token, make the token. Maybe I should have done it in response. He can't really respond to that though. He can't respond to the activation. So I'll just make it. No. Ooh, Sunlance, good draw. Yeah, so let's lance him up. And it looks like we're going to be playing Squadron Hawk. Alright. He's got to have more burn. How low is he going to get us? Wow, he has nothing? What the heck? What's in his hand? He didn't have an instant speed burn spell for us. He's got to be flooded then. What the... He had nothing, guys. What does it mean? What does it all mean? Well, if we win this game, then I really like our position in the match. So basically all we have to do is draw lands and circle protection one game. Couple Lone Missionary or something. What the heck just happened? We even have Sanctifiers if he draws Curse of the Pierced Heart. I am baffled. I really don't know what the hell's going on here. I'm almost afraid to play more guys because he could have a sweeper, but no, let's make him have the sweeper, I guess. I'll play the Thraben Inspector this turn. Because we gotta capitalize on this. I mean, we are gaining a life every turn, but he's got Searing Blaze. He's waiting for a land drop. He's got like 2 more Searing Blaze in hand. Oh boy. So not only do we have the anti-curse here, we have the literal anti-curse here. I don't know if it's literal. We've got 2 answers to that, essentially. Alright. Man, he's gonna be mad at us. We've answered everything he tried to do this game. He is way too flooded as well, don't get me wrong about that. We just got you, man. This is a matchup that might actually be very favorable for us. We just have him at every turn. Okay, now he's bolting us, so maybe not so much. So I believe we have him in just one more swing. Wow, not even a Searing Blaze. This is absurd. Seven, 3, 5, 6. So I'll play one guy. I'll leave up Righteous Blow in case he has like a haste trample guy. And then we also have this. So he needs either 4 bolts or he needs to start bolting our team. Wow. He was too flooded, man. He's got like 3 mountains in his hand. So, that was that game. We can start cutting some stuff. I'll try Mana Tithe. I don't think we need Righteous Blow. I don't think we need Viridian Longbow. I think we do want Missionary. I think we want Sunlance. I think we want Cop Red. That means we gotta cut something else. Probably just one of the Wellsprings. Mana Tithe might be a pipe dream, but what else? Prismatic. Oh my god, we have so much for this matchup. So maybe Mana Tithe just goes. Oops. If it were a hard counter, then I'd definitely be interested in leaving it. Okay, so we have basically everything you could want in this matchup. We can answer burn spells. We can answer Alchemist. We only have 6 answers to Alchemist, but we can still answer it. Actually 7. We can answer a Curse, and we can just perpetually gain life by bouncing Crossroads. And alright, this looks like a pretty good matchup. Now, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but I think we're doing okay. This hand is not good. We can only do 2 I think we have to mulligan. We can only do 2 things, and they're not too relevant. This one I am going to keep because we do have strands there. I guess Celestial Flare we should have cut. We also get the Scry. It is a land. I think I'll keep it. Alright, this hand is actually set to probably get wrecked, but if we get the 3rd land, I think we have a decent shot because we can counter 2 burn spells by itself. We'll see how this goes. I'm not. It's up in the air here. I mean, he kept 7, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. He might just Searing Blaze this. Yeah. Okay, so we want to Inspector and Mortuary Mire, and we're not going to use it. No. We have Strands for next turn, so that should be good. We have Sanctifiers if he does have Curse. Okay. So not too bad. Jeez. So the question is, do I Crossroads this turn? I think so. And I think I don't leave my guy back. Because we can survive Curse. The Strand saves us from higher bits of damage. And we can potentially still... Yeah, so here we Strands. Hopefully he doesn't have Flaring Pain. I think that's the only answer to the Strands. So he might respond with something, but this will keep him at bay for a little bit. I think our best draw is actually Lone Missionary. To just completely get us out of range. Well, not completely, but temporarily buy us that crucial bit of time. So we counter the Chain Lightning. We are going to 6. I basically need to leave my guy, or I can just play this, I guess. We get to kill the Curse next turn, and we're also going back up to 8, so that's really great. Man, Burn has a lot of tools, but it's just like, if you play a reasonable amount of life gain, you're already pretty well on your way to giving yourself a good shot. I mean, that 2 life is so critical. And that's just a land we can play in our deck. Any deck could play this. Alright, no thanks. I mean, we are countering his burn spells, but still very relevant. We countered 2 burn spells. I guess that's pretty relevant too. But if your deck is just going to straight fold to 2 counters and 2 life, it's just That's saying a lot. Now we could still lose. If his last card's Fire Blast, all he needs here is a Lava Spike. So we could still certainly lose. Certainly lose. Oh, smash the Smithereens. Ouch. So now we're in Fire Blast range. So it looks like I'm Skyfishing my Kabira Crossroads. That's the best thing I can do with my Skyfisher. And I kind of don't want to give him another smash to Smithereens. So maybe I'll just sack it. If I play a guy, does that shorten the clock anymore? No, it's basically 2 turns either way. So I think I'll do this even though it's slightly worse. Just takes away smash to Smithereens. Oh, he might just get me. Well, if he just gets me, he gets me. You know. So now the question is, can I play around Smash to Smithereens, or can I not afford to do that? Because if this draws me into Cop Red, I'll have 1 mana up to protect. Whereas this can only draw me into Lone Missionary. The chance is about even. The chance of him having a second smash versus a chance of me having my first cop is, I think, slightly less. So I will play this. I can also draw Prismatic Strands here. Ooh. Alright, well, I'm just going to tap out. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. If he can beat me, he should have tried when I was tapped out before. Alright, so he needs to draw another Lava Spike, basically. Okay, Electrickery is not Lava Spike. So he either has me or has to burn a guy at this point. That's not going to do it. Oh, Needle drop my Inspector. There's no way he can do 5 damage. Did he just make a mistake and think that was going to do 3? Needle drops me. He decided to go for the Fire Blast instead of kill the guy. And it didn't work. So we got him. We actually won 2 out of 3 matches, and the third was actually very close that we potentially could have won also. We got a little flooded there. So this deck actually seems like it's close to being viable. Small sample size, so I'm not going to 100% back up that statement or stand by it, but there's definitely some things here. There's a lot of value to be gained by playing Core Skyfisher, Thraben Inspector, and what have you. However, I think you're not really sacrificing anything by splashing another color. I'd recommend you could splash black for Night's Whisper, which is just a straight draw 2. You could splash blue. You could play Mole Drifter and Preordain in this kind of deck. You could sideboard in Counter Magic. You could sideboard in Hydroblast, even though we don't really need to sharpen up our red matchup there, as you can see. Or you could just play red and be Coldotha the Boros. There's no shame in playing a better version of this deck. Now, if you guys can think of any reasons to be mono white, I'm certainly open to hearing them, and I'm more than happy to say that I'm glad we won 2 out of these 3, so we at least break even or better here. But I don't really have a ton else to say about this. I'm definitely willing to continue the discussion on this deck if you guys are interested. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning into this installment of Time. Oh, Dozer